Good morning, Irina. I'm glad you're here. Zephyr, good morning. Belange Abadan. I did. I actually crashed relatively early. I don't think I've slept that much since I lost my voice. When I lost my voice, I was able to sleep. That was a week ago. I slept more than you for the first time in a while, but it is good to say you either have to sleep in 4-hour increments or in 8-hour increments, but nothing less and nothing more. Quadraspassky, we have a little bit of a contest today, as Quadraspassky has fired in some emotes that are animated. So I put some of them in place just to see what we want to keep and what we want to replace. So basically it's a yay or nay on some of the raids. My stream lamp, unfortunately, is not a stream lamp. It is the light of the sun. Coming up, this is sunrise, literally. This is I see the sunrise coming across the horizon out of this window. And when I started setting up the stream, it was that much. And now, I'm going to try to make... You like the cat? The more. No, I want to see them in place, actually. I can delete them and remove them and change them. A bit early, mind you. Tune. It is always a bit early. I cannot wait for this diligent daily training. We could make it digital daily training. Oh, I am ready for you. I refilled this one, although my daughter has taken all of the other water bottles. And I have not seen them. They just disappear into her room or into the basement, or they're left in the car. And I don't know if they're in the back seat or what. I just realized that my channel point rewards are not on the right screen. I just have to edit a little bit here to find my channel point rewards.
So, now we're trapped in Fisher's mind battling his own private army, and if we get killed, we'll be lost in...
Auto mod queue, what can I replace? Activity feed, that's useful. I'm noticing that my rewards queue is not showing. Streamlabs updated, creator dashboard updated. And now I am attempting. There it is. Where do I put you? Rewards request queue. Uh-oh. I think I missed a hydrate yesterday, or did I get it yesterday, Irina? I'll get you now. I like the droplet, but I also was hoping that, and I don't know if he got my message because I haven't checked my messages, he could put, because I often do name drops. Basically, I was thinking that we could have name falling down occasionally in front of it. This tiniest word name drop. Because I do a lot of name drops on the... Yeah, so shush. Kingslayer Sloan, good morning. 1 minute ago, why did I not get that raid? I'm a little worried about the reward request. Kingslayer Sloan, welcome raiders. I am FIDE trainer and National Master John MacArthur. I am very serious about you becoming better at chess. You have to set small goals for yourself. Al Pacino, in business. Good morning, Quattro. Things are good, sir. Let's save my rewards request zone. So I'll be able to find it. I just want to put Quadro Spassky on a retainer and just have him do stuff, covers for the videos, basically on YouTube. I don't know if you could do that. That way it'll take a little bit of the load off of. I'm going to put Kingslayer Sloan on a retainer as well, so that he can constantly edit and check out things. I had a, what might you call it? I had a muted stream yesterday, so I'm constantly going through and removing some of those Chinese covers. I'm debating on whether or not I remove the entirety of the... Alright, so now in this particular instance, Quadro Spassky's playing it this way now. This way is making me study. I'm trying to think what I did with that book. Maybe downstairs. Now I am I play this a certain way. I have like about 5 books on the open game. And I pick and choose what I want from the various repertoire books, but I don't know what I did with those right now. Iwi Smoot, how are you? Iwi is Smoot. So this is a little premature, to be honest. I don't want you to get castled. I really don't. I do not want you to get castled, sir. This is not happening. There is no way this is happening. Maybe you'll keep me from getting castled, but I don't want you to get castled.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is
Well, you got, I think that the first 10 moves of this opening are needed in a sense. If you're going to go this particular route, you only need to know the first 7 or 8 moves of most openings, but in this particular variation, you have to go 10 moves deep. I am going to be firing up the TikTok. I have resolved to myself that I'm going to be firing up the TikTok. Alright, never move your F-pawn according to Ben Feingold. Try to never remove, try to never, going on a ride no matter what here. For you, Quadro Spassky, we're going to do a quick review of this game, alright? And that way we're going to know the absolute first 10 moves that you need to play, because obviously I know them. And this is a very fun opening for both sides, which is one of the reasons why it's not played at the top level, to be honest. It's not played at the top level. Not again. Didn't you do this the other day? This is the second time I've played this particular variation. I feel like giving him a do-over. Oh, we didn't play it the other day? King D2, but this is the second time I've played this exact game. So, let's just go back in time for just a little bit. The way I believe you might want to play it, and there's a lot to be said for this, is knight takes d4. You don't need to take my knight. He placed the pressure on this knight. I play bishop c5. And now you have a wide variety of choices. Bishop takes and knight takes is not a choice. I think white's safest move here is castles or bishop e3. White has those two moves. I'm not sure which one is the main line anymore. I think castles is probably more to the point. The idea being, I think it probably is bishop to e3, because if you castle and I castle, and then you try to kick my knight, I kick your knight. Well, you can throw this in, actually. Takes, takes, and then if you try to kick my knight, I kick your knight. So now let's go back and check our knowledge against the opening book. Yeah, bishop e3 is the safer move, because if you castle, then there are a bunch of tricks on that diagonal because of bishop c5. So d5 is certainly the best move. By the way, Magnus Carlsen achieves an amazing win rate with knight g4 quadra. So knight g4 is probably going to be run into even more so incrementally. So knight to g4, Magnus Carlsen against Tigran Petrosian. I remember that game. So if black wants to win, I believe knight to g4 is the move that you have to be careful of. And I've already played it once myself. I wasn't happy with the outcome, and I didn't completely understand what I was going to do. It got a little messy in the center with my king in the center, so I didn't like it. But, needless to say, bishop to b5, knight to e4, and knight takes, not bishop takes, but knight takes d4. And black's win rate is slightly larger with bishop c5, so that's why I played bishop c5. Wesley So apparently has it in his repertoire, e5 for black. Let me know when the next round starts, if the next round has started. And bishop e3. Yeah, there are some tricks with castles. Castles is somewhat safe and brings up a whole different kettle of fish. No one really plays bishop takes c6 or knight takes c6 as they run into immediate trouble to a certain extent. Either because you can't capture, and I think we had a game like that already, and I played bishop a6. So bishop e3, bishop d7 is standard. I like to castle though, but bishop d7 is standard. Probably today I would have castled and sacked everything. And only now do you capture on c6 and ruin my pawn structure, and I keep the bishop pair. And when you challenge my knight, unfortunately you have to consider giving it up. The winning attempt, as played by Mark Hebden, is queen h4. Grandmaster Mark Hebden and I are good friends. He finished second in the Guernsey tournament last week. Excellent trainer, by the way. I've had him work with Mark Arnold in the World Junior when it was in, God, I can't remember where they went. But queen h4, and this is where we should start playing our game, to be honest. Move number 10. So you really do need to know up to the 10th move, knight to d2, and I would suggest looking at games such as Nakamura Mark Hebden and or Tolnai Portish in this line. And if we were to look at two lines in another one. So now that you have those two games, I would actually go over those two games twice each. in a study file, winning for white. Just play over the game and just absorb. Because Mark Hepton is probably one of the premier English grandmasters who answers e4 with e5. I actually have started a book on Mark Hepton because we work together so often. I told him that someone should write e5 for black, according to Mark Hepton, because he does win, and he wins tournaments and he holds his own, and there's nothing wrong with e5, obviously, but white does have an edge. White is going to win their share. So after knight to d2, knight takes d2. I'm not a big fan of giving up the center, and this is normally how the game might progress. You can see how this is less aggressive, so I can agree with Mark. Castling seems to leave me with fewer options after white castles. We have to tuck away our bishop to avoid any trouble, and you have the better pawn structure, but I have the two bishops, and then we're going to go from there. You can see down here that at the highest level, this is not normally played. And the reason for that, everyone, is that the general rule from Grandmaster John Nunn, who's also one of the premier English grandmasters that anyone should ever follow as far as a theoretician goes. Grandmaster John Nunn, in his Secrets of Practical Chess, I believe. You see, my book should be arranged alphabetically, so the ends are not too far away from me. Actually, I take that back. It could have been in Secrets of Grandmaster Play, that she wrote with Peter Griffiths, who's an excellent writer, and he has a great couple of endgame books. Peter Griffiths, English trainer, has a great couple of endgame books. Absolutely, if you find them on Amazon by Peter Griffiths, his endgame books are extremely instructional and really down to earth. Like, you will learn from Peter Griffiths' endgame books, whereas if you study Dvoretsky's endgame manual, it's a good cure for insomnia in some cases. But the 5th edition is written very well with new formatting. That's the Dvoretsky's endgame manual. So Secrets of Grandmaster Play and Secrets of Practical Chess, I'm not sure which book the quote is in. It might be in both. John Nunn mentions that you should never, ever, ever give your opponent any opportunities to have fun. Explore the Endgame paperback. Yes, I have it in hardcover as well. I have the paperback version, which I found early on in a bookstore many, many years ago. And actually, I have 2 copies of it in paperback. And I have the endings in Modern Theory and Practice in hardcover.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
All of my endgame books are on this shelf back here. Great players' games, openings, and series and treatises over there, like Informants, New and Chess yearbooks, and whatnot. And these 2 bookshelves over here, from floor to ceiling, are all arranged on other subject matter by author. Tactics are also at the bottom end of that. Tactics and Fluff. Fluff would include the ever so amazing book by Jennifer Shahade that recently came out. I'm drawing a blank on whether it's Queens or Chess Queens. And I actually meant to read it to see how many of the people that we mutually know are mentioned. She has also interviewed some of my top students, so I wouldn't mind if she had mentioned me being a very large proponent of women's chess. I'm trying to think, I've had at least 6 or 8 women's national champions. And that includes a women's national champion of Norway, as Maud Rodsmoen has won the in fact, I think I've had more girls' national champions, women's national champions. Now, Mark Arnold, of course, has leveled the score, because he's got about 11 national championships, maybe 12. He did not have such a great showing in the World Youth or the U.S. Championship. Pegasus must be here. Ron, good morning. Just in case anyone was not awake, you should be now. Wait, isn't Braveheart there? 1 second. I thought I put Braveheart in the rotation. 1 second. Braveheart would be the closest thing to the... Did he not make it? Wait a minute, what happened to Braveheart? I'm sorry. I know, I was just raising the red flag here. Oh, there it is. I found him. Braveheart. Got him. Although I'm not a huge fan of the complete expression of Braveheart. I haven't figured out quite the right use for it. Or maybe the tone of it needs to be slightly different or turned down. I'm not sure. There's something... It's almost too violent. By the way, I cannot have any guns in my emotes. I can't do it. It's in the United States, it's frowned upon, and especially in the teaching system. I should have mentioned that before. That's what you say when you sneeze. Ron. I think for as much as it hurts Arena's ears, I'm going to have to raise the price on that one just a little bit. Arena Chan in first place. She had a great evening last night. I believe, was that last night in the chess club? I'm trying to think. Friday nights and Monday nights. So here, hi. I'm switching up my openings as black here because I'm not entirely comfortable with the Benko, but I'm going to continue using the Benko. For a student last night who's edging on Candidate Master, I dug out the book, The King's Indian According to Petrosian. This is usually never played hi. So this is one of those instances when the lead chess ratings do not make sense. And now for something completely different. Let's get our king out of dodge for just a moment. It looks as though we are in a standard hedgehog formation. Now, knight to b5, does that threaten anything? It does threaten something, but I think I can afford the simplification. I know he's trying to take advantage of my queen being on the c file. So knight to b5, c takes b5, a takes b5, c takes b5. My rook is misplaced now. Alright, let's see what we have. We're going to have to decide. Gonna have to decide what we're up to here. Standard Operating Procedure for Dynamic Chess Strategy by Mikhail Suba. An excellent book. One of the few absolute strategy books that I have read cover to cover. Dynamic Chess Strategy by Mikhail Suba. Highly recommended. No, Zephyr is a very dangerous player. We have had some great encounters. Alright, so now we're trapped in Fischer's mind. He's stopping me from playing one thing. But is he stopping me from playing another? It could be time to punch out in the center. It does appear that it's time to punch out in the center. We can't let him have too much fun. Yes, I did mean that. Punching out my opponent in the center. The Polgar power push. So let's see here. How many times are we defending d5? Let me just work on this here. With the bishop, the pawn, the knight, and the rook. The bishop, the pawn, the knight, and the rook. We have 4 defenders on e5, and he has 3 attackers on d5, because the rook on c1 is threatening to take on c8, but I have queen takes c8, so the rook on c1 is not really removing a defender of d5. So let's see what to do. I actually like the sun coming through for the moment, just getting my vitamin D. I can still see the chessboard, but when the sun moves across directly over the chessboard, I may have to draw the blinds. This is one of those critical positions where I have to decide, because if you make any pawn moves whatsoever, you cannot take them back. Dezo, you got it, man. You got it. Yeah, you have to get an established rating of about 25 to 30 games before it becomes less volatile as you move on. Haven't made up my mind whether or not I'm going to implode this center or not. The drawback to playing a move like e5 is upon any moves like c5. I'm sorry, d5. C takes d5. The knight on c6 is suffering a little bit. But it does look like this is the right move inherently. Oh, he's got knight f5. So therefore I have to take on d4 first, which brings his pawn to the d4 square. But it does make his bishop relatively and permanently bad. And it does give me further squares to play for. I could have probably played knight takes d4 much earlier. Had I just plain noticed that e5 was not an option as a candidate move. But basically in that position I was considering all of these moves, and now for something completely different. He's threatening me. I'm threatening him. Let's see what happens here on D takes C4. I'm getting a little bit overworked. But he does have some good counter-attacking measures. So this is the second part of imploding the center that we were discussing. Weather Groningen. And weather New York City, I wonder what the comparison is. 55 degrees. I think we're roughly the same, Arena. 49 degrees in Bajo. Comma Commander has wrecked me as well, by the way. The Big Apple. No, it has to be New York City. NYC will work for New York City. By the way, Kingslayer Sloan has been streaming pretty well lately. Although he took a few days off. I hope he's doing okay. Rogan, are you doing all right, man? Yeah, I do need some faceplates / thumbnails to put over these videos, to edit these videos. The tournament videos, anyway. I wouldn't mind getting the person's birthday in there. That's interesting. Not entirely sure if that was the right way to go about it, because I'm attacking a queen. And they took a pawn. And we're getting a little overworked there. That was probably the worst of several candidate moves that could have been played. For example, instead of that move, bishop takes b7 could have been inferred. Knight takes c4 was probably forced. And the computer actually recommended rook takes c4, which I had not given enough credit to keep the pressure on b6. That's fascinating. Yeah, that was by far the worst move of several candidate moves. So your rating is an average of your performance, and to be honest, in this particular position, it is always better to grab one of the three major advantages: time, space, and material. And one move, yeah. I wonder if the command is advantage. I did not necessarily play the Benoni. It is not absolutely clarified yet. When are you going to join me, Arena? For you and your strength and what you've contributed to the channel, it could even be a paid position. I don't make any money from the channel, so everything I do, or everything I consider actually, you must grab the space advantage or you must hold the center with a piece. You can't give up the center with 2 moves of time. So I got a time advantage out of this. Basically, I got 2 moves of time. I'm now the person playing white. Can you imagine if this were an English opening and these 2 pawns had disappeared and I got 2 knight moves and it's my turn to move? So I've got the same number of bishops being developed on the next turn. The dark squared central, extended central knights, and an additional knight controlling the center. And I'm fighting for the white squares. So e4 in this particular position was probably called for, and he started off a little slow. And all this is just pretty normal. Any move can be played, honestly. There's no reason to study openings other than the fact that you might want to learn an aggressive opening like the Scotch that Quadra Spassky is learning. So that was the worst move. What was I supposed to play? I did consider knight e5, but then I got preoccupied with pawn to e5, and I was concerned about knight takes c6 and c takes d5, and I didn't even see knight to f5. I wasted 2 minutes, 2+ minutes in this position, and I decided on knight takes d4, which throws away the majority of my advantage. And after bishop takes b4, I thought c takes d4 was best, to be honest. E takes d4, but I was wrong. Bishop takes d5 is the third candidate move. You know it's bad when your third candidate move is giving away a piece for a pawn. Since I've marked my stream mature, I should have Quadraspassky on my stream as a guest, as a frequent guest. I should just set a date and make it Chris Day. I have not asked anyone to stream, believe it or not, except for Rogan. Rogan and I did a co-stream once or twice. I don't know if it was his birthday. I have a feeling that we will have an entirely different vibe on stream once we get Chris on. I'm not saying that. I guess the only things that I ask are hopefully a decent camera and hopefully just some decent light so we can see you, and that's all I ask of people streaming out of their closets. There's so many streamers streaming out of their closets, like you can barely see them, you might as well not see them. It's tricky to say. We're playing e4 still. Russia Peugeot, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the dojo. Diligent daily training are us. Alright, Russia Peugeot is a solid player. I'm debating whether or not I see what he's up to. My worst fear is that he's going to play knight f6, so therefore we're going to go with he's going to play the Korchnoi Caro-Kann or the Bronstein-Larsen. So in this particular position we have two major choices. We have the endgame variation involving bishop g4 after knight f3. Although if I wanted to draw, if he were a high-rated player, I would certainly really consider knight f3. White should not lose that particular game after knight f3. White is playing for 2 results after knight f3. However, all 3 results are in play after Botvinnik's bishop to g5. I don't believe that's true, Irina. Although I didn't get a chance to see your stream, I don't believe that's true. So knight to e4, I have to think about this one for a moment. He has given up the center, and it looks like I might be winning a pawn. Does he play? We're just going to continue our development. I'm not after that pawn on e4 just yet. Now I might be. Now I might be. This game is becoming an absolute complete mess. one of the best benefits of bishop g5. The shortest game in Botvinnik's career, I think, against another grandmaster, Botvinnik Spielman, began with bishop g5 somewhere around 1931 or 30-ish. And now, just a kiss goodnight. So now he has more than one thing attacking. The instinctive move is just to play king to b1, but then he has bishop f5. Very awkward. c5 is an option. c5, f takes g5, queen takes e5, rook takes c5 check. Queen takes e4. Queen takes e4, knight takes c4. And he's threatening to take my rook with check, of all things. Queen takes e4, knight takes c4. Alright, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. I want to see how much stuff can possibly be hanging. Well, now he's got that going for him, doesn't he? He really wants to play it. Just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Honey got a sexy on steaming. She giving hotness a new meaning. Perfection, mama, you gleaming. Inception, you got a brother dreaming. Dang, baby, I'm a beaming. I'm trying to holler at you. Yeah, we have to keep. I'm not sure what we're up to here, sir. He's getting his piece back, but he can only take one at a time. He can only capture one piece at a time. I could be wrong about that. Oh, I miscalculated? I did miscalculate a little bit. That much is true. We still have better development and a safer king.
No app, there's no gadget, there's no film, no Swayze, there's no patch, just your hands designed to fit perfectly in mine. Yeah, that's it, all I got on my mind. You can be my lactose, I can be your soy. I won't even start that girl, David Choi. Oh baby, I can't come down, so please come help me out. Got me feeling high. Boy, I think about it every night and day. I'm addicted and I just can't get
Dezo, let me hold on here. I missed the chuck. Close the blinds. I'm still getting my vitamin D. Sunday and Saturday mornings are the only days when I can truly, absolutely get my vitamin D. All right, moment of truth. What do I need to do here? Well, that's fascinating.
Suddenly I see, standing here, it's all so clear.
I'm not really losing a pawn, but my position is shite. That much is true. We're going to have 5 pawns to 5 pawns, but his 5 pawns are going to be clearly superior. So is he threatening what I think he's threatening? I think not. Oh, he's threatening what I think he's threatening now. Or is he? Let's just consider this for a brief moment in time, like Whitney Houston. Does he hang on to his extra pawn after rook to e1, queen takes e4, rook takes e4, bishop f7? Does he hang on to his extra pawn? That is the question. Not sure how he gets developed after that. All right, it's worth a sack. And now for something completely irrelevant.
Now she's here, shining in the starlight. Now she's here, suddenly I know. If she's here, it's crystal clear. I'm where I'm meant to go.
My superior development is more than enough for any pawn that I might invest in this venture. So I'm no longer interested in getting my pawn back. Even though apparently I have many ways of getting my pawn back. I had not considered all the ways of getting my pawn back, if I should want to get a pawn back, but I'm enjoying this position too much. All of my pawns will be better placed than his pawns when the day is done, if it's not right away. Redeemed hero request. What opening do you want to see? Ah, Chuck, yes. Chuck is a good character from interesting. All right, 17 seconds. I have to actually be minding my P's and Q's. I could get into a lot of trouble here. What? Where are you headed, and what does it all mean? Mm-hmm. The bummer. I didn't have a choice in the matter, but I still have a lot of activity. I don't get it. Is that really a developing move? Let's start cussing and covering ourselves.
crystal clear. I'm where I'm meant to go. And at last I see the light. And it's like the fog has lifted. And at last I see the light.
And it's like the sky is new.
And it's warm.
You're the next guest on The Price is Right. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right.
All at once, everything is different now that I see you. Now that I see you.
This will tax your playing ability. Very sorry, Russia Puzo. You played a really good game. It was chaos. He did stop rook e5 check. That much I'll give him. Namaste, Irina. Thank you very much. It looks like I have 2 Fedora emotes. I'm hoping to have some free emotes coming. Right now, Chris is in competition with the person. He's not actually in competition. He's always my first choice. But I'm just saying, there's one other person who's trying to design emotes for me who is taking their time. And for the value, Chris, I would rather be giving Chris money every month to just do stuff, whatever he feels like it. That's what I originally intended, and he, I think he sent back some of the money, but I feel terrible if he actually did that. I haven't looked back to check. It is free money. All right, let's check out Irina's game. Oh no, versus Tal Pacino? Well, both players can learn from this one. Oh no, Tal Pacino has to start playing more actively. He needs an opening that fits his aggressive demeanor. The Kalashnikov is, I would look at Daniel King's Kalashnikov short and sweet Quadraspassky. And there are quite a number of lines that are supremely violent against closed systems and things like that as well that you can also play. Yeah, I think this would fit your personality better, man. Because this opening, although I know why you play it, I know that you've gotten me with it before. You're trying to make a mouse a lion. This opening starts off a little bit as a mouse, and the moment you try to make it a lion, it's true that you might put somebody to sleep. More than one person, in fact. This doesn't completely make sense here. So on e4, h3. And now we've moved the same piece twice in the opening, and we haven't accomplished anything toward king safety. We're still at least a couple of moves away from king safety in both counts. Right? h3. I still feel like there might be something more going on here, but obviously knight f6 has a threat. We're still a couple of moves away from castling on both counts. The white square is supremely weak. How do we guard everything? Is it possible? I don't think so. Yeah, bishop g6 is not probable. But you don't really want to go the other way, I understand, because white might even have the option of punching you in the schnoz with d5. Even though they don't consider it. Bishop e6, knight f3, is the only move they consider. With equality? What is this? Bishop e6, knight f3, bishop f5? I think punching you in the schnoz with d5 is the shot. And now the g6 square is weak, the white squares are falling. I would probably have gone with queen to d2. A c2 rather than d2. She went with bishop to d3, which is perfectly reasonable since there's no way to guard it. But like I said, I probably might have gone with the queen and exchanged and taken the positional advantage, the decisive positional advantage. And Chris just ignored what was happening when king to f7 was needed. So here's the main difference here. If we played queen to d2 and king to f7 was played, we're not committed with our bishop, so the bishop can still go to c4 in many lines, right? So because we commit our bishop, and he plays king to f7 and then queen to c2, I feel like e4 doesn't give us enough on the e-file since the king has already stepped aside. I could be wrong, though. Oh no, go through the short and sweet first, and then there's the quick starter guide at the beginning. Also, there are several settings that you can change in your Chessable to make the studying go faster and the recovery time and the, I shouldn't say recovery time, and the review time more amenable. This does not look good for anyone. Meanwhile, before the bloodbath gets too serious, Comma Commander. That's the benefit to playing e4 with e5, is that there are no knight f6, e5. This is what Grandmaster Ron Henley played against me, so I think I'm going to go with the c6, right? Do I have to play passively here? It does appear so. It's very annoying. He's threatening e5 now. That's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate that that I have to play e5 there. That he has e5. So bishop's opening, everyone. Let's put it on the chart. I need to actually have something against the central problems involving and now for something completely different. Let's just get castled. Yeah, I know, I don't look so good in this light, but... So, now we're trapped in Fischer's mind. So should we prevent any funny business with Queen A5? Queen A5 looks thematic. Get out of dodge, sack the D6 pawn. Just get out of dodge. And if he pushes his center, it all implodes for the most part. Yes. This is very thematic, but he's exchanging off my weakness on d6. What is he hoping to obtain from this? A square for his knight on e4? Yes? No? Maybe so? Okay. Maybe I wasn't supposed to take. Maybe I was supposed to play knight to g4. No, I couldn't play knight to g4. Am I losing a piece? That is the question. I don't know. But I do know that I need some Gegenspiel. Gegenspiel, Gegenspiel, Gegenspiel. Gegenspielen. Gegenspielen. Scotland got you? Ron and I are fellow Vikings. We're about as close to Vikings as each other. Scotland is close to Norway, and Sweden is as close to Norway. I've only been to Gothenburg in Sweden, so I hope to amend that in the future. Very annoying that I've only been to Gothenburg. It is a beautiful place, though. That much is true. So now, 8-6. Got seemingly everything covered. Seeing through these complications on my opponent's move is key. Basically, you're never off the clock when you're playing chess just because you punch the clock for your moves. Uh-oh, Ron is playing with his food. He does do that. It is awkward and ironic that he does do that. This does not look good. Fair enough. Well, I missed my in-between move. Ye gads, folks. I missed my in-between move that I needed to play last move. And he did not take advantage of it. I could have been decimated there. Never miss your in-between move, folks. Try not to miss your in-between moves. That was my in-between move. And now I have to decide how I'm going to continue to cross and cover. How to be. So, Queen G3 check picks off my knight, or does it? Queen to G3 check is very, very pesky. That much is true. Let's barnacle. I believe. Alright, this song I think has to be banned. You're too good. Did he let it go? Scotland forever? Yeah. I think Irina has been converted to Scotland. So basically, the candidate move game. Namaste, Ron. One more time, exactly. They will never take our rating. Freedom! Yeah, I have to give back the bishop pair. This is such a travesty. I have a terrible position, everybody. Bishop takes, rook takes. I need to get my pieces out, regardless of the dangers.
One more time, got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free.
Just trying to get my pieces out, folks. Worse endgame or not, I have to get my pieces out. Took me 19 moves to finish the opening because of this bishop's opening, and we have to really learn how to do this properly. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh no! Nicely done. I have to let him play the next tactic, though, just for grins. Yes, very good, sir. Queen, that was a good move. I'm a commander. My position was terrible. I should never have survived that in the first place. Absolutely horrid. Horrid. Because of the Society Team 9-ball finals today, I would love to stream it, but I'm not going to be able to make it past the copyright strikes on the music that they play in the pool hall. If I could give them my playlist, then maybe it will work. I need to design a playlist of all hard rock cover songs. If anybody, because the... Ron, good morning. No, they wouldn't appreciate the current playlist as much, no, in the pool hall. But they would appreciate classic rock and current songs. Alright, now the moment of truth. I believe at knight c3. There's absolutely nothing wrong with knight c3, and as A-guard and materialists recommend knight f6. I believe that's the only good move. However, Emanuel Berg did sell me and autograph his... Let's play this old line. I don't mind equalizing with the white pieces, as long as I get the bishop pair. I do not mind at all, at all. Wheel out an old favorite of Alekine's. Yeah, we need a championship playlist of cover songs. For the final, anyway. But it is in the afternoon, since the playoffs start at noon, 12:30. Well, isn't this fascinating? My bishop is on a very awkward square. isn't it? Therefore, I'm going to have to play this Steinitz defense just a little bit differently and hope that he has some awkward moment. Uh-oh. That was definitely not kosher or copacetic. Ron, what are you doing, Mon?
Pathway is broken, the signs are unclear, and I know the reason.
He is getting back his bishop pair, it appears. F5 is the first move that appeals to me.
Because you love me,
Knight takes d5 was possible only because,
I'm gonna walk
for what reason?
the valley.
Knight to e4, knight to g5, knight to d4. He's getting the bishop pair, but do I get the bishop pair? Let's migrate.
Not who I was when I took my first step, and I'm clinging to the promise you're not through with me yet. And if all of these trials
Migration station, everyone. Just a nice solid center, that's all I ask for my space advantage. And a few more pawns on white squares for my opponent. Well, isn't that fascinating? We're going to exchange this way, huh? Where are you headed from here? You do have that. I have that. Yes. Now, I thought you were going to take on b4. I did indeed think you were going to take on b4. And now, for something completely irrelevant, occupying d4. Knight takes, knight takes. I don't like it.
and I can't hear you answer my cries for help. I'll remember
Still trying to wield my way to the d4 square.
love put you through,
Somehow.
and I will go through
If it's at all possible.
if you want me to, and I will go through the valley if you want me to.
Ron does have me by quite a number of games. You misplayed so hard. That is why we were here. Alright, so now the moment of truth. As much as I want to sacrifice the exchange, I really wanted to sacrifice the exchange, I can't do it. I'm already down a pawn. I would need compensation for much, 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 much more. Alright. Is d4 threatened? Not yet.
Left its seats while I was sleeping, and a vision that was planted in my brain.
Alright, moment of truth, everyone. Are we grabbing more space? It appears so. But to what purpose?
In restless dreams I walked alone.
10,000 people down the streets of Cobblestone. Yep, sorry. I need to play this playlist on my Alexa to my left.
I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stared by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of
1,000 people, maybe more. All right, now the moment of truth. The knight is still hanging. Is d4 a threat? I still don't see it. And where is the queen going? God save thee. So we're capturing, he's capturing. And my knight is hanging. My bishop is hanging. My rook is hanging. Written on the subway walls. You have me. That much is true. You do have me. Plan on removing the defender of that d4 pawn one of these days. Is it time to remove the defender of the d4 pawn? I'm losing too much material. I'm just very thankful that he doesn't have a dark squared bishop. I need to get to the 7th rank and start skewering, forking, and doing what I can. I'm still trying to get my rook to the 7th rank. Just me, myself, and I. You are not starting over with someone new. We managed to make it, folks. We managed to centralize our king in this ending. Kill you makes you stronger. Stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. Well, I had something else in mind for that. I can't ever take that pawn. Is that the problem? I've got my True Grit Cup today, John Wayne. Mm-hmm. Still retaining the possibilities of... We have to step lightly, folks. Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Knight takes... Rook takes, king moves. Knight's hanging. Rook's hanging. So if knight takes, king takes, and then my king moves. Do I want to centralize his king? No. I do want my rook on the 7th rank, though. The flick knife attack is one of the best early variations anyone could ever play. Namaste, Ron. Thank you for the pass. It was a good game. As usual, the flick knife attack was named that by David Norwood, International Master David Norwood, who's a good friend. He has since retired from chess to a certain extent, and he's making muku bucks on Wall Street. He still reappears and contributes toward... Yeah, it was a very exciting game, Ron. As usual, we have some real haymakers every now and then. F5 was my savior. I'm fairly certain that that was my absolute savior. We're going to look at Comma Commander playing Zephyr. Zephyr could be my savior. I trust Zephyr. Uh-oh, the bishop on c3 is hanging. The bishop on c3 is hanging. I would definitely go for this simplification here and ruin the pawn structure and take away the 2 bishops. To be honest. I'm not sure why knight f3 check wasn't played. But bishop c4, rook c4. And now for something completely irrelevant. Looks like a free pawn. Everything's pinned. Can't be moved. Zephyr is playing for more. He's getting it. Rook to e2. Okay. You don't get to the 2nd rank anymore. Now we've improved his bishop. This is not good. But his pawns are still stymied. It could be time for knight d3. We really needed that knight on a better square. Dude. Knight to d3 at long last? What do we think? What are you doing, sir? Do not play with your food, as Irina pointed out. Zephyr, I know you're in time trouble, but you have to get the... getting the rook behind the pawn doesn't work anymore. Getting the rook behind the bishop may work. Knight to c4. Well, that's a fascinating move. Yes. Knight to e3. That removes the defender of the pawn, so rook to b1 is somewhat forced. Whoa! Did he play rook e1? Egads, folks. Zephyr is pounding. Knight c4. Yeah, this is the problem with playing this way. It's like, what do we do now? Namaste, Ron. So how to take advantage of the trapped knight? Okay, that's one way. Let the knight out. Yeah, let the knight out. Why don't you? It could be time for bishops of opposite colors. Knight to c3, bishop check. Rook back deep. Yep, it's time to simplify, sir. Time to simplify. No, b6 was really a cool move there. b6. Can't afford to trade. Did he really do that? No, we're down a pizza now. With 2 pawns for the bishop on the same side of the board. Yeah, this check could be fatal. Can we centralize? We need to centralize. We can't let him get anything here. Yeah, king move. That was a good time gainer. It's possible that we can fortress this. A long tournament, by the way, everybody. A very, very long tournament. We can't do anything except advance our kingside pawns. Never too late for h4 and g5 and try to barnacle on these squares. Why are we moving backwards? This is not good. We're tied down to that pawn. We should be moving forward. Yeah, that move should have happened before. Before. Well, it was a good game while it lasted. Did not last that long, unfortunately. And now the king invades. Yeah, that's icing on the cake, but now the king invades. The king invades for a mating net, unfortunately. Never get passive, Zephyr. Never get passive. Fight for every square. Fight for every square. I like icing in general, Irina. What a silly question. And we don't have our rook on the right file for counterplay. My favorite type of cake. Probably chocolate mousse. No, who has not actually just eaten the icing when you're young? Come on. This is what you do. Yep, and there it is, folks. Mating net. There is no one that I'd rather be creepy with than you. That was supposed to sound better than it did. 39, John, exactly. He's half my age. Oh, Zephyr, you played that game so well. It's all up here. Mindset, character, discipline. That is what MCD. Mindset, character, discipline. So the raid with the fire is going. Irina, I needed the final votes. Basically, I would use the emotes that you wish to see kept. Oh, carrot cake. I forgot how good carrot cake is. Absolutely. Absolutely carrot cake. Carrot cake is universal along with strawberry shortcake. A very good strawberry shortcake. Nice angel hair. I'm sorry, angel food cake. Oh. Where you don't even know you're eating anything, yet the taste is there. Carrot cake is way up there. I am a fairly serious chocolate person. All right, Zephyr, good luck, sir. Indeed, we got Kingslayer Sloan out with the cake. Kingslayer Sloan with the cakes. So our new emotes in order here. that we're judging between. I might keep the standard H2O. And then there are more that Quadraspassky sent me, so I have to keep them in the arsenal. So the raid with the fire can go by the wayside until we actually have fire in our stream count. So Garry Kasparov preferred knights take c6 and e5. Let's go with that one. Believe it or not, Garry Kasparov against the 4-knight Sicilian preferred this to the endgame with the isolated pawn. Why? I do not know. Honestly, I do not know why he preferred this. Because this is a far more difficult technical endgame to handle. Perhaps because black can get checkmated in a lot of these lines. It's a beautiful night. For something fun. Looking for something dumb to do. I always say fun. We're the Lime State. Indeed. What happened to Peanuts? I thought Georgia was the Peanut State. Back in the Jimmy Carter era. I'm sorry. Now you know what it feels like to get distracted, Irina. You're doing it to everyone so casually because we're hanging on everything you do is worthy of. All right. Yeah, no. Say yeah. I'm gonna marry you. Is it that look in your eyes, or is it your dancing moves? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. I'll go get a ring, let the choir bells sing like ooh. So what you wanna do? It's just right. Some of these decisions I'm not distracted. No. I completely understand, Irina. Absolutely. And absolutely, I completely understand, Irina. Too much testosterone. Well, that does become a factor. Not sure what my opponent is looking at here. I believe Zephyr is either a German, I'm trying to recall. All right, let's just throw in a check while we can. We're looking for something dumb to do. I just love that knight sitting there, though. Who cares, baby? I think he overthought that last one. Yes. And we're back.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked to you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my soul for a wish, pennies and dimes for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, but now you're in my way. Your stare was holding.
So let's see, what is the best square to...
Wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right at you, baby. But here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey,
Yep, he's got bishop f2 check.
crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me. But here's my number, so call me.
But I'm not going to tie myself down, sport. I'm not going to tie myself down, sport.
I took no time with the fall. You gave me nothing at all, but still you're in my way. I beg and borrow and steal. Half was sight and it's real. I didn't know I would feel it, but it's in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number.
Yeah, not my best move, to be honest. Not my best move.
But here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
So call me maybe.
all the other boys try to chase me. But here's my number, so
So call me maybe.
before you came into my life, I missed
Because you're so bad.
you so bad. I missed you so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. And you should know that. I missed you so bad.
H4 was probably just as good, but H4, H5, H6.
It's hard to look right at you, baby. But here's my number.
So what is the threat?
Call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call
We can batten down the hatches later.
hard to look right.
We need to play with all of our pieces.
Here's my number, so call
Call me maybe.
I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me. But here's my number, so call me maybe. I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked to you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my
Just two in a row?
pennies and
Oh, I see what we're doing.
I wasn't looking for this.
I did not account for playing the playlist in order.
心多憔悴，爱浮于东流的水，生命丰沛，抵不过天公不
Yes.
往事回味，不过是叹几回，日复日望，春秋水属我愚昧。你爱着谁，心徒留几道伤，我锁着眉，最思相思断人肠，老燕纷飞，寂寥的夜里泪两行，初段遗憾，长哭人自难忘。你爱着谁，心徒留几道伤，爱多可悲，但彼此天涯各一方，冷月空
We're reaching our desired endgame at some point. And now, how do I free up my pizzas? Wow, that's a good move. And now the moment of truth. Takes, 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 takes. Well, that's a bummer. That's truly, truly a bummer. That'll work. Winning a pawn? What? You're gonna do that to me? Yes. I should have played King F3 before I played this particular variation. Grr. Yeah. 20 seconds or not. What are the options here?
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Yes, yes.
鲜花融化手里，目光都映着你，你笑容勾人泪欢喜，漫步的淋漓，太遥远的美丽，那离别的生命，和我在一起看雪景，看着青苍的笔，将时光都封印，却无声息人迹，全新的生命，冬日最平凡的雪景，此刻最伟大的奇迹。
It is very difficult to sacrifice both bishops for the stalemate that I so desire. It is very difficult to sacrifice both bishops for the stalemate that I desire. Jess? Bum 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 ba ba bum bum ba ba bum bum bum. Why is my bishop on the board? That's what one could ask. Yes, indeed. Nice work, sir. Jack Sarkissian, how are you? Did we give him a shout out already? Your fellow Aussie. Kingslayer Sloan. I don't know if we gave him a shout out. Not that. Wait a minute, what are we talking about here? What is happening with our stream elements, our sound alerts? They should be working, right? Our Streamlabs sound alerts. And delete chess piece sets. You're talking about my piece sets, right, dear Don? I can allow that. Chess.com. Let me untime him out. Did somebody untime him out? We need some... I believe Kingslayer Sloan answered it. Jack Sarkissian. I think rather than talking about cheese.com, Rogan, we should be giving Jack a shout out. If I can type it right in the first go. They gave him a 3-month membership. Well, I'm letting mine expire in 2 days. Good luck, Arena. Let's see if she plays. She doesn't play the Cochrane Gambit. That's unfortunate. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. No! No! No, Irina. This is one of those early stage beginner tactics that somehow I knew you might fall for. We have to work on your foundations. She is an amazingly good player, by the way. Don't let anything about her youthfulness and whatnot distract you. Really? Whoops. This is not good. Rook takes. No, Irina. So, mental toughness and mindset. When something bad like that happens, no, like, for example, if I were to be coaching Irina, it would not be in the lesson format. It would be more in training. Like, when I became a FIDE trainer in 2016, it meant that I would be, and I was, recognized at a higher level. Aww. Thank you, Irina. I don't do anything to it. Mel Gibson, ladies and gentlemen. I look for more sound bites. I wanted to rotate between them. Now, why isn't the raid or the follow? Let me just see this.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
So how come I didn't get that? And I didn't get ginger squirrel nuts either. Ginger squirrel nuts.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
I don't remember getting that one. And earlier,
this nation owes you a huge debt.
So my raid is not working. Oh, I clicked it too many times. The ginger squirrel nuts got it a couple of times.
This nation owes you a huge
Did I click it 3 times? I do need more coffee. And running the risk of not winning the Ilaha, Kadimova, birthday Swiss.
So we're trapped in Fisher's mind battling his own private army, and if we get killed, we'll be lost in limbo till our brains turn to scrambled egg.
I absolutely love that image of a guy, because that's not unlike what a chess game is like.
Fisher's mind battling his own
The floor
if we get killed,
and the door
till our brains turn to scrambled
are parallel at any given moment.
So now we're trapped in Fisher's mind battling
Just in case I'm making up for it.
kill. We'll be lost in limbo till our brains turn to scrambled egg.
Kingslayer Sloan, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Sarkisian in the chat. Any other streamers in the chat that I haven't noticed? I apologize. We need to up our status so we can get more emotes. I'm not completely maxed out there. I think there's at least one unused slot. The 5 emote slots have been filled, I think. The 5 animated emote slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're voting on those. Oh, of course. Irina streamed the other night. What am I thinking? I'm not sure if she's ready to come out yet. It's entirely up to her. Well, I remember when I streamed my first early stream, and then I kept dabbling and kept dabbling. I think that it takes about 2 or 3 streams before you really want. But in case you did not notice it, Kuribo Dudala, Dalala. No way. You go into a lot of super sharp lines. They don't want to go into a lot of super sharp lines with you, and now the problem is I'm losing strategically. Well, you can never stop going over a good player's games. Just basically, when you play over a good player's games, the number 1 player for this particular remedy that you're asking for is Capablanca. But, I mean, obviously you want to go more modern with that, so there are modern players like Karpov. I would go with Karpov's games. Studying Karpov's games, Korobodudala, Karibo. I'm just going to call you Karibo for short. Yeah, Karpov's games, there are quite a number of books. And especially if you're looking for specific strategic advice, there's a 2-volume set on Karpov's strategic wins. The Making of a Champion is the first volume. This book has seen some wear and tear. I have assigned it to students before, and they have done it cover to cover, and they did become a candidate master. And of course, they also flew through my tactics course at whatever moment. Jess is playing with Ronahay. A very tedious rook and pawn endgame. I wonder if I have time. Did they just start? Was my game over with that fast? I'm going to go for coffee on an intermission. No, I'm not saying endgames. I refuse to say endgames, by the way, because people have that adversity that you just talked about. Not Karpov for his endgames, but obviously if you wanted to... Basically, you want to adjust the... It's like a goldfish growing to fit the size of their bowl. You have to accommodate yourself, acclimatize yourself to your environment. And if you are truly wishing to become a good all-around player, then you are going to have to study a certain amount of Karpov's games, a certain amount of Kasparov's games. I mean, you can probably do it with Kasparov, but to be honest, it is much better if you go the full route and just address the issue. Did I get it? I'm going to shout her out. I'm very jealous, though, because I want her in my stream, to be honest. Soon she'll be collaborating with Naroditsky and all those guys. They will leap upon her for her chess skill and talents in a heartbeat. Chess Nerd, I think, will be the first one to find her. All right, you like the rear camera? Yeah, you can see that I've cleared off my desk to a certain extent. Or you may not be able to see that, but there's absolutely nothing on the desk. The books that were on top of the desk that I've constantly used for lessons over the last period of time, however long or short that might have been, are behind me. afraid this game is going to end and I won't be able to show this. So I'm going to stay on the main screen. And I'm going to increase. Can I do it? Let's do a little bit of control. What? I don't know if I like that one better. No, I don't like that one better. This one is ideal. And you can see the games at the bottom as well as the games in the top? No, because of the cutoff. I do need to trim up this page just a little bit more. I want it to just show, but then I need an intermission for everything. I want coffee. Coffee! Someone put the exclam coffee in if I don't do it. You're already famous in our chat. Yes, let's take care of this before it gets too late.
Shine a light through an open door. Love a life I will divide. Turn away 'cause I need you more. Feel the heartbeat in my mind. It's the way I'm feeling, I just can't deny. Just gotta let it go. We found love in a hopeless place. 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 Yeah, we did. Yellow diamonds in the light, and we're standing side by side as your shadow crosses mine. What it takes to come alive. It's the way I'm feeling, I just can't deny. Yeah, I just gotta let it go. Used to think that life was a one way, that I had to make a choice and live with it. If I made a mistake, it would change who I thought I could be. I used to think that failure would break me, so scared of disappointment and losing. But all it did was hold me back from the life that could be. But it's never too late to turn back on a road, and there ain't nothing wrong with a U-turn or two. So don't be scared of going down a road that might be dark and lonely. You're not alone in this battle you're facing. The harder the fight, oh, the sweeter the taste. You're not alone, and I know that you'll find the truth in a life with special rights. So don't run, don't hide. There's more in your heart to find. Yeah, don't run, and you'll see the truth that'll lead you to your destiny.
Made it back. That's crazy. I even used the facilities and everything.
Don't get me wrong, this walk
Grab some forbidden candy from the Halloween basket.
away.
That's it? That was the 9th round? What? Ron Hay? The presence of Ron Hay? I'm a commander, just beat the daylights out of me. He should. Namaste. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. My grandson is allergic to peanuts. So these are fair game. Namaste, Ron, for the 25 bits. I think those shoes should be reversed. The Illuminati should be 10. The value of the Scotland Forever is, but because I like it so much, that's why I put it a little bit cheaper. Congratulations to Pegasus on winning this event. Where are you, Dezo? That is very cool. This is the best burger in Vaho. I like it. I've got it. I've saved it. I'm putting it in my best burger. Best burger bookmarks. If you know the best burger where you are, I am definitely keen on knowing about it. I am a very big burger person. You may need to whisper the other links to one of the VIPs. Why isn't Arena a VIP? She's fast becoming a VIP for her firing up the Discord. She's done so well firing up the Discord. I've never used Discord so much in my life. You're okay? Well, I'll tell you what. You've definitely earned at least one norm. If you know how the norm system works, you've earned one norm toward VIP in my book. I have to refund her hero request. I don't know if she said, or was it Pelage Abadan? He didn't tell me. I don't know if I saw Eclipse Hydrate, so I'm going to refund that one. I'm going to refund that one. I'm just going to give a hydrate to all of you who did request a hydrate and I didn't get to you. Or if I'm short and there was a miscount. The best burger in Oslo, by the way. Let's see if I can find it. I've been there. It's like a $30 burger. Do they have illegal burger elsewhere? Is this a chain? No, it's not. Copy link. Oh no, I don't want to copy that link. That's a terrible link. Don't you hate it when you get like the Bing search link? The Bing.com special. There we go. This is the best burger in Oslo so far. I've been there many times. Illegal burger. That's how good it is. It should be illegal. In fact, I have to copy it over to the other bookmarks folder because well, illegal burger, you can choose your bun. I believe you can choose almost everything if you wish to construct a burger. Sesame seeds, indeed. Well, they have fewer sesame seeds these days for various reasons, poppy reasons and otherwise. So who else did I not get? Kiwi's Moot. I didn't hear his follow. I want to make sure that he gets one at least. An Ikla stop. This is very, very cool. Any games that we should look at before I have to head off to Society Billiards? I do need to head off to Society Billiards, unfortunately. One of my favorite sweethearts, who is streaming, who I have not rated in a long time. Please give her some love. And use your raid emotes of choice. I'm going to see who votes for what raid emote that you want to use among our subscribers when you get there. I think the only thing that I would like is the MCD. So if we take away the fire, all I ask for is perhaps the MCD maybe rotating with the raid and the shield. I like it a lot. The defense and the attacking, I'm not sure what, but let's roll the credits for those people who... Thank you so much. Namaste, Ron, Irina, Kingslayer Sloan, Jack Sarkisian, and all of you who help support the stream. Dezo. The new followers, of course, we have Delod, Ginger Squirrel Nuts, B Rom, Kiwi is Moot, LK Hop, LK Lop. And thanks to Kingslayer Sloan for the raid. If you've not yet followed Kingslayer Sloan, he is usually on shortly before me, as his time in New Zealand is just that. So thank you all for being here. I do have to run. Thank you, Irina, for your presence. And for those of you who've not yet subscribed to YouTube, this is the chat. This is the shot. Cheers.